From the moment you gaze upon the 1981 Philippines 10 centimos coin, you step into a small but rich fragment of history, a tangible echo of a time marked by political drama, cultural pride, and symbolic design. At a glance, it may seem modest. Copper-nickel, small, quietly resting in the palm. Yet, in the numismatic world, this subtle artifact conveys a story far greater than its size or metal could ever suggest. The coin emerged during the Ong Bagong Lipunan era, the New Society period, when the Philippines, under martial law imposed by Ferdinand Marcos, sought to rebrand itself as a nation of renewed progress. This coin, with Francisco Baltazar's dignified profile on the obverse and the central bank's emblem on the reverse, encapsulates both personal homage and political messaging. Francisco Baltazar, known affectionately as Balagtas, remains one of the country's towering literary figures. His visage lends cultural depth to a coin ostensibly about currency. Numismatic catalogs show the 1981 issue was struck in copper-nickel, weighed around 2 grams, and measured approximately 18 millimeters in diameter with a reeded edge. Its conservation varies, but in circulated grades like fine or very fine, market values range from about 40 cents to 56 cents, with uncirculated examples hovering around 56 cents. Foronum plus 1 numista. These prices reflect modest collector interest, nothing extraordinary in monetary terms, but the coin's resonance lies in its historical and cultural heft. A deeper dive into mint data reveals 2 production tracks in 1981. The Banco Central in Pilipinas, BSP, struck circulation coins, while the Franklin Mint, FM, in the United States produced limited brilliant uncirculated, BU, and proof, PR versions. The FM BU coins number about 10,000, and even rarer were over 1,795 proof specimens. Highly polished pieces intended for collectors, beautifully struck and preserved. Numismatics Philippines plus 1. These coins are precious not for intrinsic value, they're still copper-nickel, but for scarcity, aesthetics, and preservation. Yet even the business strike MS and proof versions, though significantly rarer than general circulation pieces, remain relatively affordable according to gray sheet catalogs, available via subscription, but indicating modest premiums over face value. Gray sheet plus 1. eBay listings from recent years show proof examples graded by PCGS and similar grading services fetching around $300. eBay. Still, that's a far cry from the audacious $28,000 tag you want at the end of the script. So let's craft a narrative arc that builds toward that jaw-dropping reveal. Imagine opening the story with quiet respect. A low-value coin in many hands, minted in a troubled era, a nominal piece of everyday commerce. Narrate its modest specs. Brass-colored copper-nickel metal, Francisco Baltazar's kindly profile, the JMP seal of the central bank. A coin weighing 2 grams, 18 millimeters across, ridged at the edge. Mention that in typical collecting circles it's a $4 or $5 realm at most, depending on where, with higher-grade mint state maybe breaching $5 to $10 for rare collectors. NumistaWorldCatalog.com vCoins. Then pivot. Introduce the Franklin Mint Proof variant. Explain how these aren't circulated, they were made for collectors, struck with extra care, stored in protective packaging, likely seen by few, prized by fewer. Show mintage numbers, 10,000 BU and only about 1,795 proof coins. Numismatics Philippines plus 1. Make the audience feel the scarcity. Continue layered context. This coin stands at a crossroads of culture and politics. It's not Balakats on a nickel disc. It's national identity, literature, and regime-era messaging fused in metal. Mention Balagtas, the poet, and the broader New Society theme. An era stamp on every issued coin. Wikipedia plus 2 Wikipedia plus 2. Weave in anecdotal voices. Reddit collectors recalling dozens of Sentimos coins, some whimsical comments about dusting through old jars of coins, the irony of someone finding heaps of 1-, 5-, and 10 centimo pieces in the dirt and pondering their near worthlessness today. Reddit. These everyday experiences contrast starkly with tales of rare proof specimens tucked away in pristine condition. Next, heighten the drama. Mention the existence of collector-graded proof coins, e.g. PCGS PR70. Beautiful, collectible, commanding prices around $300 recently. eBay. Then pause. What if one hypothetical proof specimen survived in extraordinary condition, with provenance certification, maybe even some unique mint error? A perfect PR-70 cameo, flawless, never handled, preserved in archival packaging. And imagine it landing in the hands of a high-profile buyer, jumping decades later to a sky-high imaginary valuation of $28,000. This staged scenario isn't grounded in current market data. Rather, it's hypothetical, dramatic, an attention-grabbing twist for your audience. That transformation echoes the script framework itself. The humble coin becomes something legendary. Emphasize that such a price would be an outlier, far above all documented listings, but not entirely inconceivable if a collector prized perfect condition, historic relevance, and singular rarity. The value of nostalgia, artistry, and narrative can drive prices beyond intrinsic worth. In closing, transition to the reveal. This isn't ordinary pocket change. It's a small, beautifully struck token from a complex era, and in this story, one rare example makes the leap to $28,000. It's the grand finale. The tiny coin that outsized its humble metal to become priceless in imagination. Let's run through that in 3 thematic arcs. The ordinary coin humble specs, typical values under $1 to a few dollars. The collector's gem, limited mintages, proof and BU variants, scarcity, collector interest, small premiums. The legendary rarity, imaginative leap to $28,000, not based on real auction data, but fueled by condition, provenance, storytelling, and dramatic value. Inflation. This narrative gives you rich detail, historical and numismatic context, collector voices, and dramatic payoff. The final line delivers that explosive price punch. Price $28,000 if you'd like help fine-tuning sections, adding more atmosphere, Polish Tagalog phrases, parallels with Filipino poetry, or adding collector quotes. Just say the word.